Greetings, community. It's me, Kevin, from 1-2 Comic Talk. And today's a special day. I still have a bunch of books from the 90s. And when I mean a bunch of books, what I mean is I still have a bunch of books in their polybags that need to be basically removed. So I want to go ahead and jump into that, and I'm working my way backwards. I'm starting with the Z's, and I'm working my way to A. And I have some bags here in the sense I have my lights, and then I will end up probably reutilizing the bags that I have put these books into. So I think what I'm going to do is start with Executioner Song. I don't know if you can hear the music, but I'm also listening to a bunch of noise. So yeah, I think what I'll end up doing is I'll end up working on the X-Men series. I just have a bunch inside their polybags, and I'll end up removing those first. And I believe the first run I'll end up doing is the Executioner Song. So I have 2 full sets, and then I have like a couple extra stuff. Just kind of, I guess I forgot that I'd purchased stuff. I don't know. Now, I don't know if you can actually hear the music. Let's hear. You can. Cool. All right. Who's with me today? Someone's with me. All right. So, like I said, what I'll end up doing is I'll end up going through my X-Men stuff first. So, let's see here. So as I end up doing a bookmark thing. So when I'm working on my stuff, I end up using my old cards. I have cards that I use, and I throw them in the front and in the back of the of my box, so it protects the books, not relying solely on the books and that single board and bag to protect them. So what I'll do is I'll start with this one. I'll take this one out. You know, it kills me to remove it because it's still fine, but I know that these bags are just no good for these books, and they got to be taken out anyways, right? I mean, that's the goal. So this will be the first book that I'm working on. So what I'll do is I'll first I'll remove the bag from the bag. Which sounds a little odd. I hope the music in the background is just not killing you. That's what I like. And so this is the first. So again, like I said, these things came all polybagged and everything, and I'll still keep the cards, but I got to figure out what I'm going to do with these cards, and then which is which. I don't know. We'll find out. All right. So, without further ado, let's start performing some surgery. So just so you know, I used to fly Model RC, so I do have a cutting board. So I'll be doing my cutting upon, so I'm not cutting up my coffee table. My wife would just love that. So I don't know who joined me, but hi, and I appreciate what I'm doing is I'm performing surgery on books. This one in particular is from 1992. So it's a 30-year-old book, still in the poly bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it. And when I do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up just trying to remove just the top layer so I can actually retain the bag. I don't know if that sounds like stupid, but here we go. It's my first one, man. I'm de-virginized. Here we go. Cutting the poly bag. Cutting the poly bag. Cut. All right, my first one. All right, let's see what we got here. See what kind of condition we got. Well, we got a couple of ticks, but overall, I mean, it looks like it's in really good condition. Let me look at the back. Yeah, the card didn't make an impression or anything. So we're one for one. Looks good. It's a solid. There's a one ding here, one ding there, one ding there. So a ding ding and a ding. That's not bad. So if we take off 2 notches for each, which all these things can be pressed, 9.2, 9.0, pressing, solid. I don't know. So what I did is I took this bag out. So yeah, all these years, this is a 30. God, this is a 92. So I mean, that's 30. That's 28 years. So 28 years, this thing has been sitting inside this. And like I said, I have the whole execution of songs. So that's what I'm doing. Is what the show is me removing these bags. It's surgery time. So here, this is the card that was in there, pristine condition. And what I'll do is I'll leave that here, and I'll just start collecting all these things. So like I said, I got a bunch. So let's cut this up, reutilize the tape, and one done. I hope the music in the background isn't too irritating. I'm a metal guy. Sorry. I listen to a few things, but right now, definitely into the metal. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with all these bags. For right now, I'll just set them all back here until I get a pile, because I am going to have a pile. Book 1, done. And this is going to get old for you guys maybe, but I have a lot of books here. And what I mean by that is you probably just saw this bag, this book. There we go again. Now, I do know that they end up putting in different cards. So I don't have a system yet. I'm finding one. So bear with me. I'm right-handed, so let's do that. But down the road, I'll definitely get a little more expedient. Hey, Big. I'm doing well, sir. What I'm doing is a little surgery. I'm taking books out of their polybags. That's the show. I have a lot of books. I still have all kinds of books still in their polybags. So this one has been in there since 1992. You know what? There's no one here, Big. I can actually do it, and no one's gonna freak out. So hey, Big the Snake. Welcome, sir. So what I'm doing is I'm taking an X-Acto knife. I used to be into RC, flying jets and shit like that. And so what I'm using right now is one of my cutting boards. So I'm not damaging the coffee table. And I am taking the original books out of the original polybags. Hey, Rob, how you doing, man? So what I'm doing is I'm taking these original books out of the original polybags that were wrapped in there since 1992. And I have a lot. So what I'm doing is I decided to, do this and see what you guys think. As I end up essentially checking, these things out, they're really in great shape, right? Like this one only has 2 minor dings that are pressable, 3 minor dings that are pressable. I mean, these things are in killer condition. And I have sets. I've been talking to Kai, and he's of the mind of getting rid of stuff. I've never sold a book in my life, and I've collected full arcs, sometimes full runs of things. So I guess what I'm getting at is look for Kai and I to be doing a sell-off pretty soon, and I guess what I'm kind of showing you is some of the things that we'll probably have available. So, for instance, what I'm doing right now is I'm going through all the Executioner song. I have the full run. I have 2 full runs plus. So I'm going to debag all this stuff. I just said that. I am going to remove the books from the bags. and you kind of get to see what they look like. Yeah, this thing's in killer condition. So like I said, I have the full run. I think it's 16 books. And, I'll start expediting. Getting a little more expedient upon removing these things. But these are all... Oh, I didn't actually get to break out this card. So you can see the card I got. Is it redundant? Sure is. So as it appears to me, I believe all these cards were allocated to the particular issue that you got. So I have 2 of these Xavier Praise, which came with the first 2 issues of the Executioner song. So right here, this is X Factor number 84. All right. And I'm going to remove this one, and we're going to see what cards in it also. And if you think you guys are hearing something, no, there's music in the background. If you're curious what noise I'm listening to, it's a band called Cradle of Filth. I am a Filth fan. So, oh, that's cool. I like that. Okay, so let's take this sucker off. And here we go. I'm getting good at this. All right, I'm getting less scared too. Before I was getting all nervous about cutting into a bag and not hurting the book. And the reveal. Wow, for a black cover, there's not a single ding on this thing. There is a ever so minor crease, and I can't tell if it's color breaking or not. Not a crease, but a little minor ding. Under a black light, you might see that. But damn, man, this is like a solid 9.6, if not higher. So let's put this inside of its bag. And let's check out, see what kind of card we got with it. Like I said, I have 2 full sets of this thing, and I more than likely will be holding on to a set. But I guess what I'm saying is I think I'm getting ready to release a set of Executioner song. You might think, all right, is there any relevancy in that? I can't really say in a sense that I what I can say for certain is that they released a trade paperback recently of the story. So I'm guessing there's some type of relevancy behind it. Like I said, I end up getting 2 full sets. No, I didn't forget the card. I'm trying to create a little method to my madness here. And I think I'm almost developing a semi-line of how I'm doing this. So, to show you now, Hunter Caliban. So, all right, we're moving on. Let's remove this second set here. You may think, wow, why did he bag a bag? Well, got to put a spine on it somehow, right? Got to, and I never got around to removing these things. I've always of the mind in the past that, you're never supposed to remove it. I don't know if you ever saw the original Ren and Stimpy comic book, but when Mr. Dan Slott and I can't remember the other gentleman's name at the moment, did the first issue, they comedically put on there, hey, Air Spider, going to be operating on Biggie's foot? No, definitely not. I think Biggie's foot is a lot better now. I sure hope so. No, I'm just operating on Polybags. I am taking these books out of the bags, and as I was explaining, it was always in the mind back in the early 90s. Oh, for God's sakes, don't take it out of the bag. It'll be worth nothing. Well, even on the Ren and Stimpy #1 book, that's exactly what it says. You fool! You remove the comic from the bag. It's worth nothing. So, this is another book that is in. This is my copy because this one is flawless. Has a raised staple, but I am rather certain This book's never been opened, obviously, so I'm rather certain that it's holding fine. Yep, there it is. Holding and holding fine. All right. So yeah, eventually I will be selling a whole set of this thing, and I won't be, I won't be asking an exorbitant amount. I need to open up some room. That's basically what Kai was getting at. Is one, we need to get rid of some of these books, and we need to open up room. So what I'm doing right now is I'm finally, after, since, again, I don't know if you heard but these books have been in these bags since 1992. So yeah, not only you still have to remove. As far as the Ultimate Fallout, which is a relatively new book, when I received it already out of the bag. So, but what I do have, and you please, I'm asking, I'm begging, no judgment, in the sense that I still presently have, and I'm going to get to it. I still have the Spider-Man #1 in its polybag. I still have the UNICEF Spider-Man in its polybag. I still have a lot of books in their polybags. And okay, let's say I'm a self-proclaimed idiot. I am just now getting to it. My son and I just started this again. So I guess if I'm using an excuse, I'm using that one as my excuse. Let's go ahead and remove this card from the bag. And as I mentioned, as I've noticed, these were allocated to the books. So this one was in book #2 of the series of this. So again, this is the third line in the series to that. And if you guys want your minds really blown, I'm going to take a quick break, but in the sense that I'm not going to keep operating, what I want to show you is what I have a lot of are books like this. And you might be thinking, oh, that's kind of cool. Well, you'll probably notice is that signature on the bottom is from Joe Quesada back in '93. And it's not that I'm just showing you this in the sense of, hi, look, this is what I got. But what I have is I have a lot of them. And when I mean a lot of them, I mean, I end up meeting them back in the day. And I end up getting signatures on all this stuff. And, being back in the '90s, maybe let's say I was a contributor. That was all me. I'm the one who caused the whole crash. But you can see that what I ended up doing is buying a lot of the same sets of stuff. So as my son was saying, hey, Dad, we're running out of room. That was his way of saying, I think we need to looking to get rid of these things. These are all in perfect condition. Not one of them has been read. All I did was just buy them and get them signed. And then they've been in these bags. And I just recently just stored them. So I will be looking to get rid of some stuff. That's why I'm doing the surgery. I'm trying to see what I'm getting rid of. And I probably won't be getting rid of just individual books, that many of them. What I'll be doing is I'll be putting together, hey, Tom, either arcs or a whole series run depending on the book. All right. So, and another thing is I won't be setting it up to where I'll be having people just bid and stuff. I will have it at a fair market value. And we'll be doing like a minor auction, but I'll have what I feel is a fair amount to just say, screw it, I want to buy it. You know what I mean? And here's my buyout amount. So Kai and I are still working on how we're going to do this, but what we want to do is we don't want to just offer you single books. We want to offer you stories. We want to offer you a run, an arc, something. And that's how I always bought my stuff. So that's how I'll be doing it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and keep doing some surgery. Like I said, I have these full runs, and I'm sure, if you guys are even considering, buying these things, you want to see it, right? So again, here's another book, still in the poly bag, about to be removed right now. I'm getting pretty good at cutting these things without getting all worried about if I'm going to damage the book. So I'm getting good at this. All right, that's cocky. I'm getting to where I'm not feeling nervous about doing what I'm doing. Come on, Kev, you know better how to handle a book. There you go. Essentially flawless. There's not even waves in it, man. One. I wouldn't even call that a fucking ding. So you can press this thing out and it would just be good. It's a 9.8 as it is. All right. So do I have any Batman? I all right. So yes, short answer. I'm working from Z backwards, and what I have a Batman is gonna fucking blow your mind. I have the whole Nightfall and something else. I have a couple of series, and I have them. I think I have more than one, but I also have that. I don't know if I'm ready, but what I have, and I'm thinking about it because I'm thinking about getting it graded next time when I go to WonderCon. I have the Batman Sword of Azrael series, which is I think it's either 4 or 5 books. I can't remember, and they're all signed by Joe Quesada. So I'm kicking that around. I'm not a huge DC fan. I bought the series because Joe Bot was there, and you can see everything I got from Quesada. I have so many Quesada signed books from that one day. I must have bought. Take in consideration, this is 1993, so a paycheck for me back then I think was around $250 for the whole month. Nah, it was a little more. My point being is, I remember spending around almost a whole it was almost a whole month's of pay in that one signing event. So that was a lot of shit back then. I closed my eyes and the sniper one move. So hey, I'm sorry. Let me seal this up. Let me see what we got. I haven't even got to look at the card. Let's see what we got in the card. Yeah, I know you're hearing a lot of loud noises in the background, but I'm listening to a little bit of Cradle of Filth. It's my way of getting through the day. I end up hearing some disturbing news about a coworker, and what I mean by that, I don't know if you guys in the chat have heard yet. Um, I don't believe you know what I do, but I work in entertainment, and one of the shows that I work on is Price is Right. All right, so I work right with Drew. Drew is a work buddy of mine. Let's just put it that way. All right. When I mean Drew Carey. His ex-wife recently was just murdered, and they had to cancel the whole week of work. And I asked why, and I ended up finding out why. And I'm sorry, Drew. I'm sorry to the people out there that this is affected. This is my way of listening to some music, cutting in some books, hanging out with the community. Is my way to go ahead and diffuse the situation. As it stands right now, I got really nothing going on as far as work, and but my heart really goes out to you, Drew Carey, and sorry, buddy. Yeah, Airspire, it does suck. Sometimes there's some bummer people out there. But hey, to tear through this shit, man. Did I throw away a card? Oh no, I didn't bring out the card. So the card for the last book, change subject. This is from the book 3. This is an Apocalypse card. So yeah, so I almost want to put these things in an order so I know how they were in order as far as book is concerned. So that's book 1. This is book 2. This is not going to work, especially if there's going to be 16 books. Holy shit. Okay. And then this will be book 3, Apocalypse. I do have even card holders that obviously it's looking like I'm going to have to utilize. And then, all right. So this is, again, part 3. The bummer is the bags are cool, man. They tell you everything. I don't know. It is what it is, right? I know by keeping them in the bags, this is damaging. Okay. So we know which one this one is. So let me just go ahead and I'm sorry if I'm getting slow on the unveiling. So this, another flawless book. I was fortunate enough to be able to take care of my stuff rather well. And when I mean flawless, you know, if I'm taking them out of the polybags, I never even read them. All I did was many of my books back in the day is I bought them, stored them, and that was it. There was a few books that I was actually really into wanting to read. Um, and oddly enough, I'd given those books away, I guess, because I appreciate them so much. So maybe that was one of the reasons why I didn't decide to jump into a lot of my collection. I probably wouldn't even have it. All right, we know what this card is. It's Apocalypse. So let's go ahead and these cards are even killer. I don't know if you guys out there in the chat, did you ever get into collecting cards? I mean, I know that they're trying to push it again right now, and I like them. You know, obviously it's a money grab, but I like them. Part 4. It's funny how they're supposed to be damaged, but then they come out flawless. Yeah, I agree. You know, I mean, I've always heard that the poly. So let's bring it out before I keep explaining. The poly product itself, meaning this bag, is not as good as this bag, being that this bag doesn't have enough chemical properties to, or the less of chemical properties to not damage the bag, supposedly. It was the type of product that would start to leach or even cause damage to the book by allowing the book, I guess the bag supposedly would disintegrate and it would stain or contaminate the book in various ways. Hey, Superior, glad you could be here. What we're doing is I'm performing surgery on books that have never been removed from their bag. This series that I'm working on right now is the Executioner Song, and it's been in these bags since 1992. So I'm listening to the band Cradle of Filth and removing all these books from their original bags. And I've not been able to even see as far as, because all these books came with trading cards. I've never even got to see what these cards were. So, you know, they don't always get to show they flipped them. Yeah, this is in killer condition. I don't know about you, but if you guys can see that, it's flawless. Staples are perfect. I lucked out. You know, I mean, what I mean by that is I've moved a lot in my life. So this is one of the few things in my life I not only got to keep, but I got to keep in pretty good condition. Shit, look at me. I wish I was in such good shape. All right, let's see what card we got. So if you just, since you some of you are just joining me, I'm not only opening this stuff up, but being that I have so many copies, I have 2 full sets of this. More than likely down the road, I am going to be selling off some of my books, and as I mentioned, I'm going to be selling off full lots in the sense of it'll be a full arc, or it'll be a full issue run of something. And this, if it was only 5 issues long, that type of thing. And this is a killer cable card. I love cards. I'm a sucker for these things. See, I was a sucker in the 90s. I was that guy. They had me. They had my number. They had all my numbers because they had my bank routing numbers almost. All right, I got another book. Is it a repeat? Yeah, it's a repeat. So let's quickly open this one up. I won't do as heavy as an inspection. I know it's been a while. How long have I been on here? I've been on here for 30 minutes. I haven't even got halfway through this. Well, I don't want to rush this, but at the same point, I don't want you guys to painfully go through and go, wow, that was an hour and a half, and all we did is get through the Executioner Song. I don't know if I take care of my stuff a little overly, like, anal. Sorry if it's a little painful for you to watch. But this is why I've been able to take care, or I should say, why my books have been able to come out as well as they have. Is I really over baby them, I guess. Like I said, being that we already saw this and we know what the kind of condition these are sandwiched, so these are definitely coming out better. What I mean sandwiches, they're in between all the other ones. Mm. All right, here we go. Well, bam. Moving on. You guys already know what the card is. It's a cable card. So we'll go ahead and remove that one out. Put that in the pile. Wow. Oh, okay. So this is one of those that I end up buying four of. I end up buying four of, like, I don't know, 3 issues out of this run. I spaced out and didn't know I bought them. This is a lesson. I'm gonna use this as a lesson. I personally, I log all my shit in now just for this reason. I have everything on a little spreadsheet that I've made up for myself, and then when I am done logging in on my books, is only then and then only then am I allowing myself to read them. You may think, well, that's fucked up. Well, what it does is allow me to know exactly what I have. I am so sick and tired of redundantly buying things that I had forgotten I had or whatever. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, how the hell you still know what you have? Once I put them on a spreadsheet, I email it to myself and then I have it on my phone. So no matter where I go, I can ask myself, do I have that book? What condition do I have it in? Am I looking for that particular one? Um, it has saved me money, even though it has cost me time. And I am willing to go through that, especially the fact that I've spent so much money on redundant shit that I you just can't get rid of. So, but the cool thing is I ended up getting 4 cards of that. Maybe I knew that there were cable cards and I just wanted more cable cards. That'd be rather silly, wouldn't it? Well, then again, if the book only cost me $1.50 back then, you can get $1.50 for the cards nowadays. Yeah, Air Spider. I definitely recommend it to the best of your ability. Catalog. It doesn't matter if you have to utilize an app, especially if it's free. I'm not one for telling people to spend money. Definitely not. But I am definitely one for a person to say, hey, if you can organize to save money. I don't know if that makes sense, but if it costs a couple bucks to save you so much more on the back end, I definitely recommend that. Again, I'm not going to tell you what to do. What the answer seems obvious. If you can go ahead and catalog your shit, it's going to save you a lot of frustration down the road of one even asking. If you can. There's a line that I've used. And the line is this: one of the greatest lies that we tell ourselves is that we'll remember. So I can't remember shit. So I try to write things down. And in the case of what I'm basically stating is I end up logging it in, emailing it to myself to go ahead and save me all the time and frustration and money. And like I said, now I know what I have, and it's worked out for me. Here's a cool story. I one time was on my way home from work, and I ended up driving by this person's house who I noticed was selling comic books in front of their house. And I asked the guy, I said, what's going on? He says, oh, I'm just trying to thin the herd a little bit. Well, I instantly grabbed my phone. And I knew some of the things that I wanted, but I didn't want to push it. So all I did is look for one book and one book in particular, which was Hulk number 377. I ended up getting that for, I don't know, $6. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. And I ended up getting another Hulk, or I forgot what it was, but I got some shit real cheap. So let's go ahead and pop this puppy open. This is part 5 of the Executioner song. And let's see what we got. And if you're wondering what I'm cutting on, I have a cutting mat here that I've been using when I used to fly RC jets. This is really dirty. All right. Ah, there's some nasty dinghies in here. This is what I will say. I don't know if you knew this, but in galleries, well, I should start over. In preservation galleries in places around the world, one of your jobs as an apprentice is basically to go ahead and collect spit. Hey, mine, how's it going? And hey, Kevin and chat. And what I mean by collect spit is they get these cups and they just constantly spit in them all day. And you want a good pure spit saliva. You don't want to adulterate it. So you don't want, you want to have a lot of water. You don't want to get anything that's going to make you mucousy. But the idea behind it is they, till this day, still use saliva to clean paintings and books. So if you see me what I'm doing, what you want to do is you definitely want to have a clean cloth. A little bit of saliva, one rubs the same direction, rubbing in the same direction will not damage the book as long as it's in small amounts. And you really would rather use a distilled water in conjunction. And sure enough, this nasty, dirty rub with just a couple of strokes. Turn a little better. All right. I'm not going to get all into it while you sit here, but right where my finger was, it was a nasty rub. And it was all black. So, not bad. I mean, it's dinged, it's thrashed, it's hurting. I mean, it's only like an 8.0, but I just want to throw that little tidbit out there. You don't want to over soak it. You know, you'll end up making, especially back in the 90s, you'll make this ink run, and you want to use small amounts. And if you have a Q-tip, that's the way you would rather do it is roll a small amount and then roll it and then move in the same direction the whole time. Like I said, less is more, and if you can't do it, in the sense of it's not being removed in small, gentle strokes, stop, because all you'll do is make that ink run. That's 5. Let's check out and see what card we got. And I have no idea what the run is on the Executioner song. I've not looked ahead to see what it is. I will after do this. And so it's a Bishop and a Wolverine card. That's pretty fucking cool. So let's go ahead and take this one out here. I know I'm spacing on something. I want to. Oh, I was going to look to see what the run is. Executioner song run in totality goes up to 12. If I recall, the whole story ended in like 4 months, because it was staggered between all these different books. X-Men, X-Force, shit, what else? The Uncanny X-Men, X-Force, X-Factor? I think X-Factor too. So they were able to, get through it kind of quick that way. I'm working on a jar of hippie lettuce. What the hell is it? Oh, okay. I used to work on stuff myself. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's still 5. Kai, you gonna come hang out? Oh yeah, you're getting ready to take off, aren't you?
Right, and they're gonna text you to verify, I guess, just because of all the latest things that have been happening.
Yeah, but I mean, how long you plan on leaving? And you're not gonna leave and then say you both want to come back here, right? That ain't happening.
Right.
All right.
What's with all this funky music?
Well, right now, what you hear, that's feedback.
Are you like live?
I am live. We got 6 people streaming. You want to wave your hand, tell the community, hey, that's Kai. He's waiting on a friend to pick him up. They're probably gonna go skateboarding around. His last day off.
That's like really old bags.
Yeah, these are all Polybags. Now this is not nearly as bad, but it's still not in the best of condition. So part 5 did not come out that well, unfortunately. That's sad. You know, all these things have been coming out so good that to see some in damaged condition like that. What did I do?
This is some crazy music.
Yeah, it's Cradle of Filth. Oh, there's another 5. So I think I got 4 of these too. So, the cool thing is, even though I didn't want all these books, maybe I can actually have some in decent condition. It is a little better. A lot better. But I'm still having ink problems. I'm seeing the ink had ran on a lot of these books and during manufacturing. I want a cushy flavor. Yeah, back in my day, I was a vegan organic arrow guy, so that was my method, and still have my equipment, but you need time, space, and at this point, it's easier because I live in California for me to just go down the street. All right, so yeah, that's more of the Wolvie and Bishop. Well, at least I got 4 cards of those. That's kind of cool, right? I mean, the books themselves didn't come out the best, but I'm gonna start picking it up because I know I got a few of the same here, anyways. All right, get that card out. There we go. Put the card here. Someone's trying to get a hold of me. And that's the message for Kai. Damn it. Kai boy, you're trying to kill me, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, I recognize those in the chat right now. So, hey, I appreciate you hanging out with me, Air Spider, some comic book hunter. Mine, man, I appreciate you being here. I don't know if you've been seeing what I'm doing, but basically I'm going through a bunch of books that basically have a bunch of, polybags, and I'm removing all these books. So that's what surgery is today, is I'm removing all these books from all these bags from 1992. And and I have some older, I have shit. So I got to go through them. I got to get rid of this stuff. It's not doing these things any good. And I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't taking in full consideration of how much I possibly was damaged these things. And as I open them, I'm not really seeing the damage there. At the same point, I know it's not doing them any favors. So it's that time, Yeah, all these things. They had a ink run, and they have I think it was manufacturing. This is not me. They're all damaged the same way, same place. I would imagine that I could press these things out, but I think let's take in consideration of what we're talking about. This is the Executioner song. It's not yeah, I don't need to say anymore. But I do know from what I seen that they've come out with a trade paperback of the story. Now I don't know if it's all complete. I didn't get that impression that the whole story was complete that they're offering. I would imagine so. Part 6. We're almost halfway through, people. And how long? Damn. And there's 12 parts to this whole series. I know I'm trying to pick it up now. So let's see if we can make it through all this in under an hour, so you can see what. And then if you want, hang out. I'll break out a whole new set of stuff because I got a lot of polys of different stuff. Like I said, I also have Superman polybag stuff, or Spider-Man. I mean, oh yay! You know how hard it is to have a black cover look nice. This one's great. I'm leaning to the fact that whole part 5 thing. Hey, Sam called or got a hold of us. Said that they're still doing math. I'm leaning towards the whole it was a manufacturer problem. That's what it appears to me. So let's seal this puppy up. Let's break another one out. This is that one. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I haven't even looked at it. See what this is. One Polaris and Havoc. Cool. We're getting some cards. Stack that deck up there, and then yeah, I'll do 2 stacks. I'll do a stack of 6 and then another stack of 6 issues. Hopefully I'll remember that's what I did. And comics on the mind. What are we laughing about? Ooh, yeah, 90s goodness. It's all 90s. Everything here is all 92. You know, it's so like I said, I will end up getting rid of this whole arc at one point. I will end up selling it. It's 12 books. And I don't know. I haven't even considered a price yet. So, you know, like I said, I'll end up talking to Kai about what we think fair market is on all this. I'm sure this ain't going to be much. But the cool thing is, when as opposed to trying to chase things down and you're always trying to chase it in decent, one color break right there, decent condition. It's right here. The whole series. Never been open. You're seeing me do it right now. You know, yeah. All right, moving down the road. Ooh, look at that. That's fucking cool. I can't wait to open that puppy up and see what card is in there. All right, so that's 6. That was the first 6. So this is issue 7. All right. Hey, Assassin, how you doing, man? So, Assassin, to quickly debrief you what I am doing, I am presently removing the original 1992 book out of the original Polybag of the day, and that's what surgery I am performing. I am performing comic surgery, and I'm getting rid of these near 30-year-old bags. Oh, yeah, 9.8. There we go. All right, let's say it's not even color breaking. Fucking A, man. This is a Andy Kubert. Damn, this goes way back in the day, man. Let me put this in here and I'll show you what we got, and then I'll show you the card. Sorry, I'm admiring it. My apologies, community. I know this ain't all about me. I'm supposed to be sharing it with you. I'll be right there. I'll be right there, I promise. All right. Let's see what we got here. But bam. Yeah, this is fucking nice, man. And you know, it goes without. I mean, I'm gonna say it, even though it goes without saying. I've never read it. You know, I'm anxious. I'm curious. All right, let's see what our card is. It's almost like an unboxing per se, because I don't even know what the card is.
I got a B plus in my physics.
Kai got a B plus in his physics.
My grade came in.
So he got a better grade, and I don't have to sit there and ground him. You know, my oops, sorry people. That is cause motion sickness. They'll be throwing up on the camera. Or on your keyboard. All right, we got another one of those. How many of those have we got? We got this. Oh, that changes. Cool. Stripe changes. Fucking A, man. I wonder if... No, this is not the first appearance. Definitely not. All right, let's open this one up quick so we can get to the next one. I want to see what's on issue 8 because I saw what the progression picture is, and it's pretty badass. If you hear noise in the background, I am listening to what I call music. It doesn't mean it really is. It's some noise by a band called Cradle of Filth. My dog decided to jump in and hang out with this, huh, baby? Yes. I'm liking these conditions. These book conditions are killer. All right. I'll give you a quick look at this before I stock it away. This is what we got going on. And then you already saw the card. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put that away. We'll get number 8 out here. I'm loving this. And I'm not even going to show you until I'm done with it. I thought I liked 7. 8 looks fucking badass. I'm sure glad I changed my packing methods slightly. All right. That's there. Surgery. And oh, even the fucking card is badass. All right, here we go. Here we go. Look at that. That's a killer cover. And the condition is just flawless. There we go. This is work. I didn't think about how much work this was. All right, so let me get out another one. Like I said, I got definitely solid 2 full runs of this. So I will be looking to get rid of a run down the road. And let's see what card we got on this. Yeah, those bags do look pretty dingy. Mr. Sinister. All right, let's open this one up quick. I'm sure it's going to be in just as good a condition. You know, I didn't even check to see if anyone's been trying to get a hold of me on email or Instagram or Facebook. I got things I got going on. I don't know if you heard me talk, but you know, I was supposed to go to work tomorrow, and they canceled work all week. I don't know if anyone's trying to get a hold of me and talk to me about, you know, the reasonings and all that. If you heard it earlier, you'll know why. I kind of want to keep bringing that up. But my point being is, I'm running away from my responsibilities work-wise. I'm just going to keep playing with my comics. So let me break this. Oh, yeah. Get on another car here. And we're moving down the road, people. We are getting some things done. Yeah, again, people in the chat want to thank you. I see you're here, Mine, Assassin, Hunter. Hey, Chris, how's it going, man? And who else is still hanging out here? Air Spider, I would imagine he's still probably hanging out. And shit, some comic book hunter. Yeah, you guys are still hanging out with me. I appreciate this. So again, Chris, what I'm doing here is I am removing. Let's get rid of that and that. The original books from the original Polybags that were first stored in here back in 1992 on the X-Men's Executioner song. And I have all kinds of books, all kinds of runs that are still in their Polybags from 1990 all the way up to almost 95. And I've not removed those. I'm not going to, give an excuse why. I haven't. And as opposed to just doing it, I decided to make a show out of it. And as opposed to just making a show, then another flawless book. I don't know if you could see that, but they're all killer. Except for that one, number 5. I'm gonna end up getting rid of a run of it. You know, and down the road, I'll end up getting rid of some other books too. And I won't be getting rid of single, you know, books or issues type things as much as I will be doing a full arc or a full run of something. That's how I collected it, and that's how I want to get rid of it. Did I actually get that? I didn't. Here's our new card. Oh, did I skip one? No, I'm not there yet. Okay. Cyclops and Jean Grey. That's the card we got. And if you're liking the music or hating it, you can blame the band Cradle of Filth. All right, you can blame me. I'm the one playing it. They're actually kind of comical in their own right. Definitely brutal. All right. This actually came out nice. I don't know if you noticed that when I'm putting them in these bags, and you know, this is the method I usually choose to put my bags or my books in my bags. But also, here, let me get rid of this. Tape this up, and I want to point something out to you. And what I want to point out is the support that I have all the way around my book. You'll notice that you'll see white edging all the way around. I use Silver Age boards and bags. All right, this allows enough room around the board, around the book to support it fully. There's enough board to protect the whole book, the spine, the edge, everything. Now, let's get this out. And you already saw it was Jean Grey and Cyclops. So let's move on to the next issue, which is issue number 10. And I don't know what it is. It seems like these covers getting better and better and better. Here we go. All right. Let's move this guy out. See what we get. Ready? Yeah, this one's in great condition. One color break, though. All right. I would give this a 9.6. This is a great cover to get signed, though. Ah, okay then. This is a Jay Lee cover, just so you know. Jay Lee is still relatively accessible in most places. I actually saw him at the LA Comic Con, and he was not busy. I didn't hit him up. I had spent so much money there. I was afraid that he was going to say, hey, I charge this, and I'd be, you know, being that I was there, I felt a little obligated to get at least something signed, and I was getting crazy. I got stupid. It's a good thing the wife doesn't watch this, you know, because I probably spent, just in slabs, I know I spent over $600. You know, it is what it is. I don't have to tell you, community. You know how it is. All right, let's cut this puppy open. Speaking of slabs, right now, Kai and I are still waiting on slabs to come in. I would imagine that they should be arriving within a month at this point because they've been in a little over 3 weeks, and there's no cons or anything major going on right now. I know they're still finishing out the McFarlane thing. One color break. And but they're pretty much almost got all that out. So I know that there's nothing really major that's holding them up from getting out their stuff. So we're hoping that, like I said, in that month's time roughly that we'll be able to do a unboxing and show you what we got as far as our grades and what box we end up submitting. You'll look in some past shows and you'll end up seeing what we end up getting, what we decide to submit. But if you didn't see, then, better the mystery. You want to see the cards we got? I know I lost on the summoning line in the sense of what I was doing, but Dark Riders. I got 2 of those. All right, let me take this moment. I'm sure a couple people have been trying to get a hold of me, and I can't totally ignore the whole world, even though I want to. Okay. Well, my son did it to me again. Okay. Takes my phone, thrashes on it. All right, moving on. We almost done with the Executioner song, people. We are almost there. All right, we're on 11. We're on issue 11. And then when I complete this, I'll hit you guys up. You know what I mean? If you want me to continue or not. I got more books, like I said. All right, did I just do that? I may have just stabbed it. Let's do a little inspection. I'm rushing. I'm being a little dumb. As it appears, the only thing I stabbed was the bag. That would actually be a little almost silly. A second. Yeah, I stabbed right through the book. Nice. This one's killer. I will show, promise. Okay, here we go. That's number 11 of the Executioner song. You want to see what we got as far as a card? It's badass. Fucking Archangel, man. Gotta admit, that's pretty cool. All right, we're getting close. We're moving in. We are getting so close. We're down to our last 3 books of the series here on this. So here we go. Let's see what we got here. Pop this puppy open. Static. I was holding that card on. So the little color break that was on the other one is a ding on this one, so that's manufacturer. So far, everything I found on here, I'm not blaming me. I'm blaming manufacturer. Because when I find dings or any problems, they're identical on every book that I'm finding on. So for continuity's sake, it would appear that by the way everything's stored, I would have that type of damage, I would guess, on all of them, but I don't. They're isolated to certain ones and identical to the same issues. Which leads me to believe it's not me, it's them. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, moving down to the last 2. You guys ready? Here we go. Appreciate you hanging out with me. I was almost able to do this in an hour as far as this whole series. This is a testament of what it takes to actually re-bag and board your shit, especially if you want to inspect and see the condition of your books. And as I mentioned, this was essentially only 12 issues. Now, I redundantly bought every issue, and 3 of which I believe I bought 4. Point being, that's 12. And the 24 minus that amount, so what would you just do? 30 books? We're on right now. We're at 29, which means 30 in that hour. We were basically averaging, and if we're going to be done in an hour and 5 minutes, we were basically averaging about 2 minutes and 10 seconds each book, roughly. I might be off by a few seconds, but you're not going to hold me to it, are you? All right, let's check this out. Let's drive. So what you got to listen to is 2 full albums of Cradle of Filth. Well, actually, it was 2 CDs of the live version of the band, and I think I have just one. Holy shit, Kev! Did you finish? I finished. Did I take the all the people? We're done. We're done. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? I can't believe it. We went through the whole Executioner song. Let's get rid of this tape. And I got all these. So let me, if I may, go back through everything that we just did, and only in the sense of I just want you to see the cards.
You got through them all?
Just the books of Executioner song. So what we did is we went through.
That's a lot of old bags.
Yeah.
They made these so thin and cheaply.
Well, they weren't really made to be stayed on there the whole time. They're only made to be, once you bought your book, to remove them. So
It's so weird to know how your bags felt back then.
Kai decided to join and hang out for a moment. That's issue 3. Issue 4. Issue 5. Come on, where are you? Issue 6.
So, even though I got a good physics grade, turns out my school assignment that is pretty huge.
7.
I'll have to do that tomorrow, which means it'll be 2 days late because it's on the school computer.
Dude, you're supposed to. 9.
But that's my own fault.
10.
I wasn't thinking. Those are a lot of cards.
Yeah, 11.
You think any of them are worth anything?
12. Oh, I'm sorry, that was 12. The other one was 11. I miscounted. All right, you're still with me though. You got it. All right, so that's all 12 as far as the cards. You saw the issues, and tell me, people, you want to hang out with me? You want to do some more? I got a lot of Polybags. I'm going to go through them. But right now,
Hey, thanks, Comic Assassin. Yeah, physics has been going well for me. Like, it's clicking in my brain really easily, but math is just not biting with me. Voting well with me. There we go.
I forgot I had these.
The Epic 8 Hour by Carolina Chris 26. Mad Mike just woke up.
Oh, did he really? But you get some of you people were up late last night.
Because they were watching Carolina do that 8-hour stream.
Yeah, Carolina. Dude, I don't know how you did that, man. You're a nutcase, dude. Are you in the chat right now?
Was he playing video games?
No, he was in the chat, man. He was just chatting it up. Well, what started out is he was talking about Dollhouse. And I almost jumped on. I was like, hey, dude. Hey, why don't you keep these people busy? Let me get rid of these bags. Hey, community, tell me, am I supposed to? Would you get rid of all these bags, or would you save a set, or what would you do?
Maybe save like 1 or 2.
Well, the whole set. The bags are crap, but I mean, at the same point, is it nostalgic enough that people would want? Never took nostalgic enough that people would want them, even in an order to say here they are. Half, keep half. The bottom half or the top half. At this point, you can go, what a dick. All right, keep that. Anyhow, okay. Wow. All right, so that's a separate project that I'll do, and I won't have you. Yeah. Guy, keep these people busy. I'll be right back, people. I swear. Don't leave me. Go talk to the community. I gotta put this away.
He brought me out here to keep all of you guys busy. All right, so you open all those Polybags and know that. This is random, but on the case of bags and boards, can we talk about how good my lighting looks? Like these My Light bags make comics look so nice. Can't really think of anything else. What have you guys been reading? That's a start. What are you guys reading? Anything you guys reading? Star Wars? How are the Star Wars comics compared to the movies? Maybe you can tell me. Because I might get into reading some Star Wars stuff. But I want to know. It's actually good. Trying to catch up on Absolute Carnage, man, or Comic Assassin. Trying to catch up on Absolute Carnage. Yeah, Absolute Carnage is crazy, man. My dad's into that stuff. If you talk to him about Carnage, he'll run through that lore like he's been over it 1,000 times, which it almost feels that way at this point. The comics fill the time between the movies. Oh, that's interesting. I might read them then. Because that sounds really cool, actually. I like Star Wars a little bit. Yeah, I heard the last few Star Wars movies to come out were actually like pretty good. I haven't watched them. I've only watched the originals. Hey, Rod, just freak in. My dad isn't here right now, but I'm here right now. He'll be back in a second. Here he is. What's up? I'm gonna let him slide in here. I was just talking about how good these My Light bags are.
Yeah, the only problem is I only have 7 left, and they're not cheap. Hey, Rod. So what I've been doing is I've been doing a little surgery. The surgery I've been doing is I've been removing the books out of their poly bag. So for instance, and I need to put all this stuff together. Like
oh, no way. Is that Spirit Inventions?
Mm-hmm. And I have the whole run, which that's what I mean. I need to actually correctly put it back together.
Weak charging. It just means you have to pick it up and send it back down.
How do I get all that? I'm making sure that no one's trying to get a hold of me.
By the way, on that cardboard milk box, it reopened this. Like it stained even the cardboard.
You say owie?
No, I didn't even notice. It wasn't until I actually looked at my hand and saw the puddle of blood on top of it that I was like,
how did you get the book signed in the poly?
In the what?
It's kind of like the whole ship in a bottle thing, isn't it? I mean, I know it can be done. I'm just curious, how did you do it? So let's go ahead and open this puppy. God, I wish I knew where all the other ones are. Because, I mean, I have everything to it.
This music is crazy. Is this still Cradle?
Yeah, it's Cradle of Filth. Here's what I was saying. I got, 2 of these.
Oh, Spirit of Venom? That's new.
Yeah, I guess I had already taken some out. I don't know.
Just the reason said making dinner, wanted to say hi.
Oh, hey. I hope your dinner goes well. And, yeah, I appreciate you dropping in, Rod. let's take this puppy out. You know, this definitely is a poly I'll end up keeping off to the side. You know, but oh, top was cut open. That makes sense. See, and this is all right. Fuck, this is bullshit. All right, now I don't know if you can see this, but you see that sticker on there? I have this exact same sticker on a book that I had slabbed, and I didn't scrutinize the book well enough. What I'm getting at is I'm hoping this sticker isn't on the book, because if it is, I'm screwed.
Well, let's crack the puppy open and see what happens.
I can't even just pull. I'm not going to just pull it open either. I'm going to see. This is where the whole idea behind this show is. This is surgery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch the bottom. Nope, I am not. I'm going to go on the side. So I am going to cut the side open so as if I don't hurt the book. These are the top 10 thieves. Okay, so we got lucky.
Oh.
Because the sticker that I was concerned about was on the bag and not on the book.
What is that even?
It is a security sticker. Okay, so what they have done is they end up putting a bag in a bag.
And putting that security sticker in between.
That's what they did. Which I find it okay. So the outside bag is by a shop that's near us that we frequent and called. Wow, how it got locked in there. It's called Golden Apple. And what they did is that Golden Apple had put their bag on this bag, and the two bags had adhered to one another.
Oh my god.
And I am, to the best of my ability,
trying not to fuck it.
So I will follow the seam line.
Oh boy.
And the goal is not to hurt me or the book.
Top is cut up and the Cooper signed it and put it back in, he said.
Okay, so I think, no, that ain't gonna work. Okay, so I am having a great time. And I hope you are having an interesting time watching me going, he is going to kill himself for someone else.
Or the comic.
I will not kill the comic. I definitely will kill.
You will kill me before you
I'll kill myself before I kill the comic.
Spider said this looks fun. This is traumatizing.
Well, I am glad that you are entertained because this is, hey, I'm finding a good seam. No, I'm finding a good seam. And I am doing an okay job so far.
The knife does a good job.
So far, and I think I may have.
Chris Bear says, nah, I have faith in this. Comic saying this is a true surgery. Yeah. Comic surgery Sundays.
Yeah. Well, it's a Monday.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying there's your show idea.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So I'm not gonna even make the attempt to pull it from there. All I'm trying to do is pinch enough on here.
Lay flat, cut the back across the middle sideways.
What I'm trying to do is cut two 90-degree angles off of it, so the top and side to put as least stress as possible.
I'm gonna do that.
And I'm almost there. All I have to do is follow up here, and I am there. Can you guys taste it? Tastes like Teen Spirit. All right. All right, so one of the reasons why this was difficult, and it was also a Polybag. Fucking 1992, people. And it did have stresses already on it anyways. One color break. Is they packed it with a poster which I wasn't aware of that. So I will throw that. I'm just, there we go. I was hurting it. You saw I was hurting it. And this was what was inside. Oh, I bet you it's a connecting poster thing, huh? Right? People help me. Polybag with poster. Yeah, makes sense. I'm going to put this on the inside back of the book. You'll notice that I always take off my tape. I do not risk it. You'll also notice that I slide my book onto the board. I don't just I don't rely on the board spine to hold itself. I always find some type of support. There we go. Oh, I don't like that though. Now it's gonna actually, it won't sit right. So what I'll do is I'll put it on the back. How's that sound? That way it stays away from the book. I won't fold this one, but it'll be in front of the other one and should be fine. And I like that. That's what we'll do. Yeah, that's pretty. And then when, again, I have the whole set of this. So can you believe that someone actually adhered that to one of my books? Yeah, I took my my rating from a perfect 9.8 all the way down to a 7.0 on my Infinity War sign by Jim Starlin. So sad. What I didn't do is try to remove it, and I could have. I know I could have removed it. Okay, let's see what I know. I have some other polys in here. Here's a book. Let me show this off. What? Oh, I know why. My number one is in a top loader. That's why. Duh. And now I have my top loaders in a separate box. And where did my number one go? All right, so would you guys remove your Supermans from your poly bags? Would you do that? Because this, look. Still in the bag, man. I don't want to remove it. There's like a bandana in here and all that other shit in here. I think this one I'm going to leave. All right, I'm going to leave these. Take my hands. This is badass. Not even a flaw. And then I have, yeah, I can't do it. I can't bring myself to remove these things out. Would you? Tell me, where's some of it's platinum? Yeah, but it looks so cool this way, doesn't it? I don't know. All right, oh, fuck. I have this whole run. I've never even read it. Is that sad? This is actually really nice. I like this. Foil 90s, people. Gotta love that shit. Here's an old book. I can't believe I have this. This really needs to be in the Mylar. Same as this. I'd keep it in the bag. Cool, Assassin, I will. Thanks, man. Make me feel better. I wasn't certain. You know what I do have that I will start selling some single issues is Probably not meaning much to you, and I think they're bringing this character back, but it's Image's version of a Superman and signed. And when I mean signed, I actually have signed copies. I definitely have some signed copies. Bought all that. Swamp Thing. Ooh. This is actually one of my favorite books, man. Check that shit out. I was gonna have Wills Protasios do a signing on this thing, and I think Jim Lee's in here too. Yeah, Jim Lee's. I was gonna have him sign it, but what they wanted for signatures and shit was like, this book will never be worth anything. But even though you can't find this thing and you get a condition, I want them to get their signatures on it. But they want to charge so much nowadays. I think that was all the polys out of this particular bag. But I know I have other, like, wait a minute. These Teen Titans, I thought they were all had. I thought the Teen Titans were all polybag too. It's not sad. Why would anyone want Superman to die? I agree. Let's not kill the guy. All right, this isn't polybags. But I do have all 5 issues. Or all 5 of number 1. Part 3 of 9. This is why they went under. They're overextending these storylines that went nowhere, and then they would force you to buy 5 copies just so you had the whole piece. All right. We went through so far 2 full boxes. Well, I mean, it wasn't that many that we did. What, we just do 1 book? Yeah, we did 1 book. But I mean, we're moving through. There's a lot of stuff. Should be in a prison. Superman should be in a prison. Why? What did he do? Chat, discuss why Superman should be in a prison. Why? Come right back. I'll bring more books. And if you want to jump on, tell me you want to jump on. I returned. All right, so I have, okay, to start from the beginning, I have, check this out. But I always still see it inside the poly bag. You know, I hate to leave it in here, but see, things like this just kill me because 1990, this thing has been in this fucking bag for 30 years. What do I do? Leave it in the bag? Take it out of the bag? I don't know if you guys knew this thing was printed in Canada. It's flawless. I can see some dings that are actually on the poly bag itself. Keep it in the poly. But you would pay more money for in the poly on this one? Would you really? Fuck. Well, well, and just wait until McFarlane signed it and just take it out then or something? What? I mean, this one kills me. Because I have other ones like this. And what I mean by that is, check this out. I got the UNICEF, and I just saw someone open it up, and I was like, oh, man, I want to open mine up. So, I mean, this is another polybaggy thing. It's the Trial of Venom. Who did this? Jim Craig and Dan Day. I would pay more for it in the poly. Yeah, and I was debating on that. I mean, I do, unless you're getting a sign, keep it in there. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this, but community, this particular book, this UNICEF book, Venom's head, along with his arm, is raised. And, God. All right, so this one will stay in there too. Is that a break? Shit, that's a color break right there. And that's a crease right there. That could be pressed, but color break's a color break. I don't know. Solid 9.2. All right, so that means I am not going to de-poly these. See what else we got here. I got a few of these. Got a few of those. I got this whole run. But I'm just going through. I'm not trying to necessarily show everything. I'm trying to see what I need to get rid of polys. I think that's a max. This one necessarily isn't a show off as much as it's a shout out to Mr. Juan Gideon. Thank you for signing my book. Got a couple of these. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay. I guess that was the Spider-Mans. I can work the other way, and what I mean by that is I'd open it if there's any damage in the book, like the color break things. Only that one had that one tick. I mean, they're kept pretty good, and it's like you said, I probably would want to remove it if I was going to get it signed. It's kind of a catch-22. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. I'm going to go work the other way now. I'm going to put these ones away, and I'm going to go ahead and grab out my Batman because I have the whole Nightfall thing that I need to remove from their Polybags, and all that Nightfall shit is in their bags. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's another one that they also recently released that I noticed on a trade in the past 6 months. They've released that, so I don't know if it's of interest or something. I mean, have you guys been interested in that story of late? I haven't heard really anybody talk about it, but I mean, I'm not necessarily always in the now or in the know. So, let me put this away and let me go get my Batman. I'm almost there. Okay. So what I end up bringing now is my AB box. This box is filled with my Batman stuff, definitely. And a lot of it has Polybags. So let me get to that. Oh shit. Before I do that, I've been going through my stuff and I've been re-bag boarding all my signature stuff. So I was talking about this earlier. This series is signed. Shit, this needs pressing. I mean, cool thing is the spine's fine, but there is a little pressable little. Other than that, this thing's killer. So this is signed by Casada, and I have a cert, and I have this whole series. So I want to get this out of a regular poly. If it's a signed book or a book of decent value, I put in my lights. So I'll show you my process. Damn, look at the fucking back. I didn't realize it was a. Damn.
Why? What's up?
Look at that. I wonder if this was like some of the inspiration for Virgin covers.
That's cool. It's like that's just like what a kid would create and be like, this is my hero.
Hey.
It's just a mismatch of everything, and then it has like a giant flaming sword.
I like it. It looks great.
I like it.
That's real. Know about it? Okay. Hey, hero. You know, and I've been doing 1.5 shows myself. You know, and I get it. I was actually told by a buddy of mine. He says, you know, at a certain point, you got to come to the reality that the show is not any one. It's a collective, and there'll be times that I would be doing it by myself, not necessarily for my own sake, but for the sake of the community. And I was looking at the guy like, what the hell are you talking about? I get it now. So yeah, no, hey, I appreciate you hanging out with us. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a lot of. I have books all the way from the 90s. This is a great example. This book I believe is 93, May 17th, 93. And what I'm doing is I'm removing it from either old bags, but mostly what I was doing is the surgery stuff was my. I have a lot of. In the case of the Nightfall, this is. Where are you? They're all polybag stuff. That was all poly. I'll get to it. I swear I'll get to it. But first, what I'm doing is I'm going through my Asriel stuff. This was all signed by Joe Casada, and I want to go ahead and get this out of regular polybags and put them in my lights. As I was mentioning to the community, if it's a decent book or a book of value or whatever, I've been putting it in there. The my lights. Meaning that I only have 7 left, I got to choose the right books. It was a nice wraparound. It didn't actually hook up. It was to like 2 separate scenes. They're freaking cool. It was beautiful. You know, and again, the back almost looked like a Virgin cover. That's how I was looking at it. It's really cool. So yeah, this was buddy of mine used to have a shop. His name was Kevin, and I think he still lives around. I tried to reach out to him, but I think he just because he couldn't remember who I was like, who's this psycho trying to reach out to me? I believe he works in the entertainment industry, so he's still playing with comics and stuff. Come on in, Sam. That's my vicious dog trying to protect the house. When I tell her to kill, she'll walk up to you and start licking on you. That's what she thinks killing is. Let me go halt the loudness. And yeah, you act all this because you're wagging your tail as if a friend. going, honey?
We confirmed it, right?
Everything's good.
All right. Okay.
They're just verifying their. Last time they had a scheduled meeting and didn't work out well because they didn't really schedule the meeting. So that's why they're checking to make sure everything's cool. I know I was a little quick on this. I want you to see it a little bit better. So that is part 2 of the Azrael tale. Thinking about having all this slabbed. Why does this say number 4? Okay, where are you, number 3? Oh. I think I skipped that one. Which is arguably probably the best cover out of all. Definitely one of the harder ones. All right, check this out. It's gonna blow your mind. Here we go.
So I went to Guam for 6 months. Some damn thing. I'll see you later.
Take care. Kai, have a good one. So I'm left to my own devices. No wife, no son. My daughter's at work. It's party time, people. Party time. Let's go ahead and get the cert out. And here we are. You know, now looking back in retrospect, it would have been nice to be able to have. It would have been nice to actually had 2 full sets of these because it's pretty cool. I don't know how the tail reads, but the freaking covers are cool. All right, slowly moving through here. I definitely got to get another box. I got to clean out the top of my closet and make space for another box because, well, I don't have to tell you. I'm sure you all feel my pain. Too many comics, not enough room. I got to move out some of the kids soon. I got to steal one of the rooms and turn it into a whole comic book shop. A display area. Yeah, we'll call it that. My kids have, they got all the display they need. Hey, Second Street, Trinity. How's it going? Appreciate you being here. The whole thing about this Trinity, what I've been basically doing is I've been going through all my books. A lot of my books, they still have these 30-year-old or they're close about polybags. So right now I had a few books that I've been wanting to go through right here. What these are is these are my signature ones. Anything with signature, I go ahead and I throw them in the My Lights. You know, I got to keep good protection of these things. So this was originally signed by Mr. Joe Quesada back in May 17th, 1993. This is now 4 of 4. That completes the whole set of the Azrael Tale. The original Azrael Tale as I know it. So what do we got? As it stands, it looks like to me all of my Nightfall is not polybagged. And I have only a single full run other than number 11. For some reason, I bought 2 of this one, and I'm guessing it's because it's breaking Batman's back. So I guess I picked up 2 of this one. And as far as quality control, I'm going to lowball it. I'll say it's a 9.6, but I can't see a single flaw in this thing. Let's see what else we got in here. 13, 14, 15. The fill, 16. The fill, 17. The fill, 18. Okay, so 19 was the... holy shit, I got 3 of these. The famous 500. I didn't get this signed, did I? That's why I was hoping to hook up with Joe again. And I didn't. I know he's gonna be around here again, but yeah, I got 3 of these puppies. Yeah, I got a lot of this shit. Well, Trinity, I only recently got back into this stuff, so the majority of my stuff, yeah, the majority still is from, let's go late as 95, but it's probably from a high concentrate is from around 88 to 93. And then of that, I would say a good portion is Marvel, and then some, not necessarily DC. You know, obviously I just showed you the Batman, but Vertigo. I ended up buying a lot of Dark Horse and Vertigo stuff back then, and some pretty funky shit like this. I know Berserker's out now, but it's a different Berserker, as I see it. It's not this run as I have that I know of, but I have. Who was this by again? Yeah, Gauntlet. So I was doing things like that back then. You know, I was picking up weird shit like that. See what else Polybags I have in here. No. This is gonna be a shameless plug, not for my own, but for this fine gentleman. I dig this guy. This was for the free comic book day. Well, Mr. Fairgray and Mr. Eating, they do a book called Blastosaurus. It's great for kids, and it's just a great tale. It reminds me of Saturday morning cartoon type stuff. And what I mean by that is you're going to get a good story. You're going to have a great adventure. And when you get to the end, there's this whole philosophical, moral, thing that usually ties into something social or something minorly, times political, but it always allows you to sit there and reflect on what either you just read or as a encompassing thing, how it reflects on the world as it stands either in the past or presently today. And it's beautifully written, elegantly told. And if you know anything about Mr. Fairgray, you'll know that this is not a simple task for him. You know, he doesn't have a very good working eye, and I'm not going to get all that. What I'm saying is it takes him a little bit longer than most because of he's doing almost everything himself, and he doesn't have all the attributes that most of us take for granted. So I recommend his stuff. I have a high concentrated Blastosaurus stuff. It isn't necessarily just because I like the story, is I'm also supporting him. So I can't believe that we ended up going through at this point. I ended up going through basically 4 boxes of stuff that I had Polybags. High concentrate was the X-Men stuff, but I ended up having a couple of. And thank you for the help about not opening up my Spider-Man ones. But I end up going through my Batman ones, and I know I have more. I still have some like Ghost Rider stuff and things like that. But what this allowed me to do is take care of a good concentrate of books and bags, and allowed me to re-go through and notice that I need another box. Hey, community, I don't, I don't know what you've been doing, but I appreciate you've been hanging out with me. Mike, Air Spider, Chris, Trinity. Who else is here? Comic Assassin. Hero, I don't know if you guys are still hanging out, but yeah, man, thanks for hanging out with me. And I appreciate the fact that you've been helping me too on some of this. And some of these things, like for instance, the Batman Azrael story you saw, I have all 4 signed. You see that they're all in great condition. I was making a consideration of, would you slab that as a set, or would you sell it as a raw thing? What would you do? As far as the X-Men thing, I'm more than likely going to look to sell a whole set, and I have some cards. I don't know if you guys are interested in cards. I definitely ain't going to keep me a whole set, but I like cards, man. I have so many cards, and I have gold cards and signed gold cards. I have all kinds of these things. I like them. I think they're cool. But, if you guys are looking for, you see how many sets I had, and when I open everything up. Yeah, CBCS, most definitely. I don't know if you ever seen any of my unboxing and stuff, but I have to go CBCS for the sake that most of my signatures, if I was to add up signatures, I'm going to lowball it and say 100, but I may have as many 400 signed books. You know what I mean? And that's the only route I can go because the majority of my signatures, as I stated before, my majority of my books are from 95 back. So the majority of my signatures came from 88 to 93. And that's the only route I can go. I'm not going to get that green label of death from CGC. That's between their green label and the purple label. You know, you might as well just have like a flaming arrow hit you in the heart. Because ouch, X-Force, I do. What you didn't see, and who's asking Chris? What I have to go get the other book, but what I have of the X-Force is I actually have only a few spot pieces of it, and it's only because they were issues that Mr. Joe Quesada had worked on. So I ended up buying those issues, which was issue 85, 6, 7, 8, something like that. And I have multiple copies of those, and they're signed. So I can get rid of some of those. You know, and down the road, I ended up speaking with Kai. Obviously, he's gone right now, and it was him that brought it to my attention that we needed to go ahead and get rid of some of these books because we're getting a little oversaturated and stuff that's not doing us any good. You know, why have 4, 5, 6 copies of something there's really not a whole lot of spec value, and if anything, I might be holding someone back from being able to fill those holes. So it was him that brought it to my attention that we need to go ahead and get rid of some stuff. So what we'll end up doing one day is he and I will end up doing a show that we'll end up probably like, might even be a good idea. What we'll end up doing is telling you all the stuff, and then we'll probably post like a list on Instagram or something like that, and you can hit us up, you know, and if you want to fill any gaps or looking for any particular book, it's probably the easiest way to do it is first say it and then show you, right? So look for that. I'm not going to keep holding you guys and just have you watch me, you know, debag the books. Debook the bags? You know what I mean? You know what I said? That doesn't mean I'm going to go away forever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this thing right before 2 hours. I'm going to end up putting these things away. I'm going to end up probably go hit the garage for a moment, allegedly, and then I'll probably end up jumping back on. Anybody and everybody that hits me up, it's going to be a purely social thing in the sense that I'll end up probably break out a couple books. If you guys are hanging out with me again, I'll drop the fucking link inside the comments. You want to jump on? More the merrier. You know, I'm willing to talk with you guys. You, the community that's definitely hanging out with me, I dig you guys. You guys are the best. You want to hang out with me and talk with me, please. Like I said, you guys are the best. So, yeah, you know, don't mind me as I go ahead and log out for a moment. But I'm only saying goodbye temporarily so I can end up starting a new broadcast. I'm gonna jump away for a moment. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching the surgery, and I'll be talking to you really, really soon. Thank you much. 1-2 Comic Talk. We are out.